Okay, let's get right into it. We are living in the middle of this massive AI tidal wave, right? But is it actually helping us, or is it just getting in the way? Today, we're going to look at the growing backlash against forced AI and figure out a better way to use these tools without crushing the very thing that makes us creative.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It's like a fever has swept through Silicon Valley, pushing every company to scream AI first from the rooftops. But they kind of forgot to check if anyone was listening. They're so terrified of being left behind that they've forgotten who they're building these products for in the first place.
So, this is really the core of the issue. You've got two completely different ways of thinking. On one side, there's the AI first approach, which is all about forcing automation on you, whether you like it or not. And then you have the human first approach, which sees AI for what it should be, a seriously powerful tool that helps us do our jobs better, not one that tries to do our jobs for us.
So why is this happening all of a sudden? Well, it all boils down to what some people are calling the AI panic pivot. This isn't about what users want, not at all. It's about mindless panic, mostly driven by investors. A board sees a competitor's stock price shoot up after they announce some new AI feature, and suddenly they're demanding their own magic AI button by Monday morning.
And this crazy rush just leads to these sloppy, undercooked features. And we've all seen them, right? The advice is totally unhelpful, the summaries are just plain wrong, and in some now infamous cases, chatbots have literally suggested dangerous things, like putting glue on your pizza. Yeah, it's a pretty clear sign that they're choosing quantity way over quality. Now let's look at a perfect and kind of sad case study, Duolingo. I mean, this is a brand so many people love, built on being fun and quirky and building a real bond with its users. But their recent pivot to an AI-first strategy is a huge cautionary tale about what happens when you start caring more about your profit margins than your actual mission. To save a few bucks, Duolingo laid off about 10% of its expert contractors. These were the actual humans who created and curated the lessons. The thinking was pretty simple. Human experts cost money, and an AI model is supposedly cheaper to run in the long term. And you can see the trade-off right here, and it is not good. While yeah, they managed to cut some short-term costs, the damage to user trust was massive. Users started noticing right away. Lessons felt way more repetitive, translations were less accurate, and that critical trust they'd built over years just started to crumble.
And this brings up a really fundamental question you have to ask yourself. You might have that impressive 500-day streak, sure, but what's it really worth if the curriculum you're grinding through was designed by a bot that's built to create cheap content, not to actually teach you effectively?
Okay, but it is not all doom and gloom. Not at all. While some companies are chasing the hype train right off a cliff, others are having huge success by doing the complete opposite. They're leading what you could call an artist's rebellion by choosing to stay focused on people. And Procreate is the perfect example of this, the digital art app. While giants like Adobe and Canva were racing to jam generative AI into everything, Procreate built its whole identity on saying no. They doubled down on being a tool for creators, not a replacement of them. And guess what? This attracted a huge, loyal following of artists who felt ignored by the big guys. It turns out that selling freedom can be way more powerful than selling automation.
So as the internet just gets flooded with more and more generic AI-generated noise, a new currency is starting to emerge. And it's something we all have: human taste. Your judgment, your perspective, your ability to just know what's good, that is becoming your single most valuable professional asset. But, there's a bit of a darker side to all these free AI tools. It's called the training trap. You have to ask yourself, are you actually the user here? Or are you just providing free labor to train the very same model that might just automate your job away one day? It's a really important question to ask before you click accept. So let's just define what we mean by taste. It's not just about what looks pretty. It is the critical human skill of knowing what's right. It's knowing when to use an AI to do a simple, boring task and, way more importantly, when to tell it to step aside so your own unique voice can come through. Okay, so this all sounds good in theory, but how do we actually do it? How can we use these incredibly powerful tools without, selling our creative souls? Well, the answer might lie in a super practical framework called the 70-20-10 creative workflow. It breaks down into 3 really simple steps. The biggest chunk, 70%, is what we'll call the human spark. This is your time,
Your time to think, to create, no distractions. Then you dedicate 20% to the AI assistant to do all the grunt work, formatting, basic research, stuff like that. And finally, and this is the most important part, the last 10% is the taste audit. This is your final human pass to make sure the work is actually yours. If any part of it sounds like a robot wrote it, you just delete it. Simple as that.
And here's just a simple way to picture it. The vast majority of your time and your creative energy is protected. It's all you. The AI gets pushed into the role it's best suited for, a helpful but very closely supervised assistant. It's never the lead creator. You are. So really the big takeaway is this: the future of great creative work, of productivity, it's not about being AI first. It's about being human first. It's about using these incredible tools to take care of all the boring, mundane tasks, which frees us up to focus on the things only we can do, the high-level thinking, the strategy, and the real creativity. So at the end of the day, you have a choice. In this new era, are you going to let an algorithm define your work, or are you going to be the one with the taste, the vision, and the confidence to decide when it's time for the machine to just get out of the way? The choice is yours.